Hello, YouTube. Terry coming to you from my grotto. It's my second time today. I've been gumming this cigar all day. I like my cigar to be a little wet at the tip, not so much at the end. I don't like that fresh cigar. It's too dry. And I used a V cut and did a cross. That's just a no-name cigar. It's not too good. But earlier I talked about the question of the origin of the universe. And of course, physicists talk about, different theories, and thanks for John for chiming in. All brought it up, talked about, mentioned the quantum theory, and then there's the string theory, competing theories with the standard model, and now out of fashion the general theory of relativity. So scientists, the theoretical physicists, they talk about, I would suppose, the mechanics of explaining the world, and they need to do reproductions, experiments, data need to reproduce. It takes a lot of effort and time and resources. And philosophers has a different point of view on explaining the origin, and theologians as well, and they're more interested in the whys, not so much of the hows. But all these, ways of looking at the world is so very fascinating to me. And if y'all know, some of y'all might know that the Isaac Asimov, he wrote a book a long time ago called The Last Question. And here the humanity has evolved and advanced, and Earth resources are depleted, and they developed a multivac computer system to explore the solar system. And two scientists were talking, and one goes, it's pretty amazing that we can now have the ability to harness the energy of the sun, and it's going to last us forever. And the other scientist got ticked off and said, it's not forever. And they got into an argument, and the guy who said it was not forever says, well, entropy got to run out, has to run to the max. But and the other guy goes, are you saying that we'll run out of energy one day? He goes, of course we're going to run out of energy one day. So they made a bet. So they asked Multivac, will the universe will ever run out of energy, or something like that? And the computer spits out an answer, says information data to come up with a meaningful answer. And this goes on eons and eons, and the computer, one purpose was all the possible answers, questions has been asked, all the possible answers have been provided except for that one last question. And that one last human being didn't have enough time to stay for the answer of the multivac, and multivac at that point was existing just solely to provide that one answer, which is that last question, that the one last, every question's be asked, and then he finally came up with the answer when there's no one to hear him or it, and it says, let there be light, and then there was light. And that's just a fascinating, it's like 30 minutes to read or to listen on YouTube and whatnot. But there's been recently some, amongst the techies, some theories on simulation, which means that our world is a creation of this simulation, and you exist because you've been conjured up. And think of a computer program, and you're the first person, and you're looking at the field in front of you, and trees and environment and buildings starts to pop up as the memory allows it. But what's behind you, you don't need what's behind you because you can't see what's behind. But as you turn around, then the computer screen starts to populate that area. So in simulation, you're only provided information that you need. So if someone dug up a fossilized bone, then the simulation will catch up and provide you with more information and more bones or similar situations or whatnot. And ancient history is made that way as well. You were only provided with information that you will need. What about aliens? Why haven't we cited any aliens? Well, the theorists will say that, well, we don't need that information yet. But when someone captures a legit photograph or a legit piece of equipment from alien technology, then at that point, simulation will be activated to give you that more information about it. So it's another fascinating way of interpreting the world, an alternative to what people think of the existence of humanity. And that book, The Last Question, is quite an interesting way to look at simulation. It's a good explanation of it. But anyways, I'm gonna finish up the cigar and get the dinner started, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for stopping by.